Hey team, I hope you enjoyed that awesome video that John and I were able to bring to you in regards to drive vehicle selections and 7 mistakes that we see quite frequently with new NEMT entrepreneurs in their decision making processes to purchase vehicles. And I'm outside, so if you hear everything going through, sorry. I told you guys that I had promised to come back on. I was going to talk about content, but I saw some things online about rates and rate pricing. So I was like, well, let me go ahead and address that instead, and I'll go back to content because we got to hit that too. But I've got my notes here, but I wanted to start out talking about the problem with flat rate pricing. And so when I talk about flat rate pricing, we are talking like where you say that you have for up to so many miles, you might charge $200 for that trip, or some people might charge $150 for that trip for a 10 mile A leg and B leg. So um, that has been the standard in the industry for a long time, and that's okay. But with change, innovation, new things come up. Now, I will give just what is it called? Not a warning. What's it called? Exclusion. Somebody put it in the comments. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But I will say that some states this will not work for, that we will talk about today, but in most cases this is a new type of thinking that I am introducing to NEMT, because you all forget that you're sales, and when it comes to sales you have to walk differently, especially when you're a service-based business. So I had a scripture here, and that's found in Philippians 2, 3, and 4. And it says, do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves. Let each of you look not only to his own interests, but also to the interests of others. Now, that's going to lead us into what I'm about to talk about and how it applies to your business. So the problem with the flat rate is that it's again, I talked about service-based business. NEMT is a service-based business, meaning that your service, well, let me talk about product-based business first to clarify. So there's a difference. There's a service-based business and there's product-based businesses. With product-based businesses, it means that you have an actual tangible product that you are selling, whether or not it's digital, it's electronic, it's um, t-shirt, mug, whatever. It's a physical, tangible product. And most of the time when people purchase a product, it's because they feel like they want it. Not necessarily do they need it, but they want it. And when they purchase that product, they then tell people whether or not that was a good product and whether or not they should purchase it again, which then drives more customers to purchase the product to see if it works for them. And then from there, they spread the word and it just keeps going. Well, with products, as you grow, you can get distributors. You can, again, if you have a digital book or something like that, it can sell as you sleep. Now, the difference with a product versus a service and a service based business is that your service is the product. I hope y'all following me. And when your service is the product, it is going, even though you can do marketing and branding, which are all beneficial, you still have to, like John mentioned, you still have to deliver. You have to deliver on the service that you promised that you were going to give. Now, the problem with flat rates is that it doesn't consider this, it doesn't consider the quality of service offered. It just says, okay, with the 10 miles that I'm going to take you back and forth, this is just a flat rate. Now, as consumers, you and I, we're all consumers. Who likes to be treated that way? So, what we have to do instead, or what I'm trying to get you guys to see in the NEMT industry, is to change that perspective with your customers. I want you to begin to start showing your customers why they should choose you through your value. Now, creating value through customization. So, creating value is an opportunity to understand your client's needs. So instead of, and I mentioned this a little bit in the video, instead of asking, well, where are you going? How many people are transporting with you? And how many miles? And what time? And all that kind of thing. Actually get to know your customer. Get to know them. Humble yourself. Ask them questions about how often do they need transportation? Have they used other transportation services? What happened when they used those transportation services? Why didn't you use them again? These should be a part of your intake. What it does is psychologically prepares the client, the customer, to purchase from you. All right, y'all. I know I'm getting deep. We going second level. We going second level. All right. I know we ain't just talking little stuff no more. So I hope I got you. Make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Now, what we're trying to do is to have that customer think about their previous experiences with other transportation providers, because clearly if they needed transportation again, they would have chosen that particular provider. But for today, they're contacting you. Why are they contacting you? So you don't want to necessarily ask them every single question. You want to draw it out of them. I'm hoping y'all catching on. You want to ask them questions that will allow them to open up to you about their experiences with other providers. This way, as you're thinking about it, you can say, oh, okay, that person the last time was late, or oh, that person was didn't pick them up at all, or the vehicle was old, or the vehicle smelled, or any reason. You then develop a value-based service package based on that. So if they said, the vehicle was raggedy and it smelled, and you have a vehicle that's brand new, and you make sure that it's sanitized and cleansed every day, you can now, because you listen to what your client said, you can now offer that to them and say, I'm sorry that you had that type of experience, but I would love to tell you about our services. We hire professional drivers. All of our drivers are trained. All of our vehicles are inspected on a daily basis. We make sure that our vehicles are odor free. All right, now, y'all hear what I'm saying? You're showing your value. You're showing your value. You're not just getting the numbers of where they got to go and calculating them and telling them back. No, you're sharing your value. Why you should choose me. Now, we're not begging for customers. We're not doing that. We're just explaining to them to allow them to say, I'm going to have a new experience. This isn't the same experience that I had before. I'm having a new experience. So from there, what you're going to do is develop value-based service packages. This is what me and my clients do. We develop a specific niche that each one of them they choose. We work with it together on our business planning, and we discover together what niche would fit you. We have a lot of mental health nurses and aides and homemakers and even attorneys that are a part of my group, that they benefit from having a targeted niche. And from there, we say, okay, what do the customers in that particular niche value the most? Someone with mental illness might value a soft, serene environment. Someone with anxiety may value soft music, or a soft spoken driver instead of someone who's loud and boisterous, like we can be. So, getting to know your client and why your client is traveling with you and choosing your service or choosing to find out about your services rather than going to their own will greatly benefit you creating value and then being able to create service packages instead of just giving them flat rates. Now, if you want to learn more about the different type of service packages and client acquisition, come on over to my website, fill out your contact form, and get started on my newsletter. And we'll start going into a little bit more of these details in our monthly newsletters. So make sure you subscribe. And I'm very glad that everyone has been able to be present on our latest live video. And I look forward to sharing more information. If this was good for you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. All right, y'all, be blessed.